Welcome back to Movie Dumpster, Season 8, Episode 9. Today we're talking about Flesh-Eating Mothers from 1988, directed by James Martin. And is this indie horror Mother's Day feast to die for? We're going to talk about it. I'm Joel Escola.
And I'm Sean O'Rourke.
Welcome to the Dumpster. Well, happy Flesh-Eating Mother's Day,
Oh,
Sean.
God. Yeah. Happy Mother's Day. Makes me think of our tribute to the stepfather. And,
Yeah.
we did all those Stepfather's Day references.
It has not dried up yet, which is very... Father's Day is kind of... I mean, there's a couple more we can do, but we still got a decent amount in the pocket for Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, yeah. We've done a few. We did titular Mother's Day with Josh Schaefer from Lunch Meat VHS, and last year we did Mom.
Yep.
Who I think actually might be involved with this film in some way, shape, or form. Definitely in the Movie Dumpster universe. But yes, Flesh-Eating Mothers on Mother's Day. It felt natural. Well, something felt. A little mahogany was felt, I guess, is where I'm going with that, Joe.
Well, somebody's feeling a little mahogany in this movie.
There's a character. There's a man whore in this film.
Yeah. We're going to get to it.
Yes.
But yeah, before we get into the sexually transmitted diseases, if you want some more Movie Dumpster content, you can head over to patreon.com/Movie Dumpster. You can get an ad-free audio version of the show for only $2 a month, and you can get some other great stuff at the $5 and $10 tiers. We also have a YouTube membership program if you want to do that. It's kind of like Patreon Lite, so you don't get all the perks of the Patreon stuff, so you can figure out which one you want to sign up for. If you want to do that, help support your favorite show.
And if you're watching the show here on YouTube, please like the video and share it with your friends. And subscribe if you're not already. It really does help get the word out on the show. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, leave us that 5-star review and a like if you got the time. Even write something. I always say just a sentence is better than nothing. But even if you just leave us that 5 stars, we really do appreciate it. It does help grow the community. We're always talking about getting more people in this dumpster community. And we really appreciate you guys leaving the reviews.
Yeah, man, those reviews help more than anything. More than buying stuff from the store, more than signing up for the Patreon. They really help the show a lot, so if you can do that, that'd be great. But if you do want to buy some stuff, we do have a store over at MovieDumpsterPodcast.com. All kinds of good shit if you want to go check that out. We also have a calendar there, so you can catch up with the Dumpster Boys, see what they're doing. Coming up on May 17th, we're going to be at Creep Show Beach Show, presented by Found Footage Festival, Crypt Video Rentals, and Vintage View Cinemas. They're going to be showing Creep Show on a giant screen on the beach where they filmed Something to Tide You Over in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. You don't want to miss it. Grab your tickets now. And then from July 11th to the 13th, we're going to be at VHS Fest 9. They got an awesome lineup this year, including special guest Frank Henenlotter, which is amazing. And that, of course, is going to be at the mighty Mahoning Drive-In Theater in Lehighton, PA. So grab your tickets now. But yeah, check it out at MovieDumpsterPodcast.com. So Flesh-Eating Mothers.
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to tackle this one because I really like this one.
Okay.
We had done Mother's Day, like you had said before, and Mom and stuff like that. And there's some other mother-adjacent horror movies.
Step Monster might have to happen next year.
Oh, Step Monster's definitely in the pocket, but I didn't want to do that just yet.
Yeah, we got time.
I do want to get John Campapiano on for that one.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of been saving that for him.
Sure, yeah. Good. Him for that and Munchie too.
Yes.
Folks, eventually they're coming. Gotta get John on.
Yes, absolutely for those two. But I
Munchie 3 technically, but continue.
Theoretically, well, yes, actually, that's correct.
Right, yeah. He's flying on that pizza, Joe. We gotta mention him occasionally in case people ever forget about the guy.
You can never forget about Munchie.
Well, no. He's that turtle in the MDU.
It's gotta be Munchie, dude.
Yeah. He all-powerful.
So yeah, Flesh-Eating Mothers is another independent joint from New York. So we've already covered similar films like this, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, but like The Suckling was one we did, and even things like The Deadly Spawn, which is from New Jersey, but it's still the tri-state area, so independent New Jersey, New York stuff. Street Trash we talked about.
Yep.
So they're all kind of in this a similar vein.
Philly gets roped in there. Does Rocky count? Does Rocky count?
Fuck Rocky.
I love Rocky. I'm mostly making a joke, though.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's kind of cool, though, that we're kind of local to all that. It adds a little bit extra flavor to it.
Yeah, it's really cool, you know? So, these hit a little bit harder for me, I guess, is my point.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. So it's directed by James Martin. And he first got his start with Richard Haynes on Splatter University. But he ends up working on Splatter University, and he was supposed to be like art director or something like that on the film, but he ended up just being like a PA and like running actors back and forth and like, doing the grunt work shit.
Yeah.
But all that experience on that set, he was like, shit, I'm going to change my major to filmmaking. So that's what he did. John Michael he hooked up with, and I think he also worked on Splatter University, but I'm not sure. Anyway, he was in school with him, and he directed I Was a Teenage Zombie.
Okay.
And he hooked up with James, and James actually wrote I Was a Teenage Zombie, which is pretty cool.
We were talking about that earlier, and I had said, oh, yeah, I remember seeing this in my teens, but I was actually conflating it with My Boyfriend's Back.
Yeah.
When I started explaining to you what I remembered, you're like, nope, wrong movie.
Yeah.
But it's actually on Hulu, so I might go back and check that out after watching this for the show.
Yeah, I Was a Teenage Zombie, like, some dudes get some bad weed.
Right up my alley.
It's some low-budget goodness, man, I'll tell you what.
Do they know Cheech and Chong? Is there some lizard play, or maybe the Applegates?
Well, zombie, dude. They're zombies.
All
You got the
right.
zombie, the bug, and the lizard. They're all hanging out, passing the dude.
They're hanging out at the weed bar.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you got the worms from Men in Black are hanging out there too.
Come on, they Wadawanga.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
a visual.
Yeah.
Pedro's playing guitar with that fucking tutu on stage. Cheech and Chong.
James also does some work on music videos, which is something that we see a lot in these independent flicks and these directors and stuff, and even the writers. But he actually worked on like a Billy Joel music video and a Cyndi Lauper one, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Okay.
So he actually hooks up with Peter Illick, who also produced Splatter University. So he was like the money guy. He was like the exec producer on that, who also now executive produces Flesh Eating Mothers. So they shot this flick for like $10,000, which would be, I guess today, like what, 20,000-ish?
Might be a little more than that.
It might
but
be a little bit more than that.
very cheap.
But I mean, it's like nothing, especially shooting on film. So to that point, they only had enough film to do one take, at the most 3 takes for each fucking shot. And it kind of shows, but also like it's pretty incredible that like they were able to pull this off.
I was gonna say, yeah, this acting is basically a lot of people that didn't go on to do anything. A couple people did, but yeah, that's kind of not shocking to hear. But when you're watching the movie, I could sense
could see
that
it.
because some of these actors, it's like some scenes they're wooden as a fuck. Talk about some mahogany, and other scenes they're actually like the guy Lee, the mortician character. He's actually pretty good in most of it. There's a couple scenes where it's like this must have been his first day on set, second day. He hasn't kind of locked in yet.
Or like sometimes they stutter their lines. There
What are
was
you gonna do?
you can't be like, all right, cut, we're going to retake. It's like, that's it. That's
Good enough.
That's what it is. And like, we got the shot and that's great. We're putting this movie together. You know what I mean?
I mean, Jacko, we talked about that. Other independent films, it does come up occasionally. You got what you got.
And this was a straight up product of the 80s too, because like the gore is hot right now and you can sell it real easily. You know what I mean? People are going after this shit, like horror movies and gore stuff, and that's kind of like the premise of what this entails.
Right.
Flesh-eating mothers, there you go.
It's got a catchy name, and we didn't talk about the cover at all. The cover's kind of funny to me. It's one of those ones where like you don't see what's happening on the cover at all in the fucking movie.
It's also one of the ones that's like a photo, which is interesting because if you look on the Vincent Blu-ray, it's like the cool like illustrated artwork, which is really neat.
More like a poster.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would get me to get it off the shelf at Blockbuster, A to Z Video per se, but the name might.
It always caught me. This and Parents.
That
right?
they jumped with Randy Quaid.
With Randy Quaid were the two that I was like, oh shit. There's like, they're eating kids.
They did get your eye. Then.
Yeah. This was also one of those movies that was like a victim of the distributors. They fucked them over real good because they like the agent that they had to sell the movie sold the movie. And they got a $80,000 advance.
Okay.
And basically, the agent was like, yeah, we're just going to hang on to this $80,000 because the distributor said, well, if the movie doesn't make enough money, then we're going to have to give some of the money back. Turns out that was all bullshit. Pete went to the Academy who picked up the film, and they were like, nah, man, we gave you like $80,000 as a cash advance for the film. Like, that's yours, non-refundable. Like, that's your money. And they fucking took the money and ran, basically.
Did they sue this guy?
So they did.
Okay.
But they ended up spending most of the fucking money on lawyers and shit.
Oh my
so by the time
God.
it was all said and done, they only recouped, I think, like 20 grand out of the whole deal. And they got fucked over. And somebody made a lot of money, but they didn't.
I could see why maybe this guy did retire from directing because this is really his only credit. That could have burned you for life.
it's just a shitty thing, and it's a good warning. Like we talked about it with Graydon Clark about joysticks.
Oh yeah.
Remember,
we interviewed him. Yeah,
he got fucked big time on joysticks.
He's still pissed about it.
And he's still, well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That could have made his whole fucking life, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and this could have, let James do more movies, or at least set him up a little bit better. You know what I mean? And everybody that was kind of involved with the movie, well, the producer too.
Yeah.
So
the cast and crew.
Yeah, it's just shitty. Like they're like out to fucking prey on people and take your fucking shit that you worked so hard on. And
it hasn't changed, Joe.
No, I know it hasn't changed, which pisses me off. But there are a lot more indie folks, coming up trying to be straight shooters and trying to do it for not only making the sake of making the movies, but also making a buck. Like Astronomic Studios, who I'm working with Bobby and stuff like that. Like that's the kind of mentality there. Like we help each other. We kind of we do everything we can. I mean, we, of course, investors and shit, but like the point isn't to fuck anybody over. No. It's to raise everybody up.
That's how it should be. But greedy people, the cigar chomping business executives, they don't give a fuck. It's just numbers and letters on a paper to them.
But even like Mike Levy and his brother and all them that have been working on like the Steamboat Willie movie and Terrifier and stuff like that, like they're also in that same state of mind. So I think that's really great and good for the horror community.
I love that.
Yeah. So even though if you might not like the movies, their heart's in the right place.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if you don't like the fucking movies I make either,
Yeah, no, you have your own opinion, but at least you're able to get your message or your art out there, right? Yeah.
And everybody can perpetuate themselves and kind of make money doing it and make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Which is a dream of a lot of people. You know what I mean?
The American dream, if you will.
I don't know about the American dream.
It's a dream, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a dream that I've had since I was a kid, but there's a lot of people that want to make films, and it's very hard to do that.
Yes.
So we got Carl Sorensen on special effects here. He hasn't done too much, but the things that he's done are fucking incredible. What he does in this movie with the budget is awesome. There's some really cool shit in this movie. Like it ranges from like pretty not great makeup to like really fucking awesome animatronics, and it's like, okay.
Well, again, when you find out, like you just said, $10,000 because they got fucked on the
like,
80 grand.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how much actually went to the actors or the camera people or everybody else, and then how much was left for makeup and effects? Not a lot, I would have to imagine, but again, they, for the most part, made it work.
Yeah, he also worked on I Was a Teenage Zombie as well. Okay. So I guess he knew them, and then he came back on for this. But he went on to work on Return to Salem's Lot, Nightmare 4, Child's Play, and Tremors. He was part of that team too.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool. It all comes back, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The story of they were actually going to make a different movie instead of this one, but James ended up taking a script. He had like a 30-page script and ended up doing an adaptation of that or like expanding upon that. And the AIDS epidemic was huge when he started writing this in like 85-ish, I think.
In the back of my head, I was thinking that. I was wondering if that influenced this at all.
Yeah, so it's heavily built on that, and it's of its time in terms of that as a satirical comedy horror piece about that and how, if you just spread this shit all over, like people are gonna die kind of thing,
right? Without literally and figuratively wrapping it the fuck up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of a commentary on like the suburbia and what kind of goes on behind closed doors
that people claim doesn't happen, but it does
in this picturesque living situation or like societal thing.
Suburbia, there's even that song in the opening credits that they play about it.
I really like that song in the beginning. We'll get to it.
It's fun.
Get to it, Do you want to plot crunch this real quick?
Yeah, why not? So, more or less, this movie is about this guy who is sowing his royal oats around the neighborhood, but he is, unbeknownst to him, infected with some kind of rare disease that when you stick the old pecker in the old pooch, if they've had a child, they turn into basically a zombie.
A flesh-eating mother TM.
Oh, yeah, exactly. A flesh-eating mother TM. Good point, Joe. And it's kind of zombie-esque a little bit, but they still kind of retain mom aspects, like a little stereotypical mom elements. They're still worried about the laundry and the iron being left on, but they're going to eat your fucking brain. And we have their kids, the teenage characters. kind of trying to figure out how the hell they're going to fix this situation. Do they have to just kill their moms, or can they find a cure? And they work with the local law enforcement, this guy Clyde, who had his own kind of situation involving his wife and his son and this scientist, or I guess they're a scientist, he's like a coroner.
He's a coroner, yeah.
But he's the scientist character in this who helps them, I guess, solve the case.
Crack the case, uncover the mystery.
The mystery, yeah. It's not really a case. They all know what the fuck's happening. But yeah, they get his help. And then that's essentially the movie. They're also dealing with this corrupt police element.
Yeah.
That may or may not have been the cause of this. I'm still kind of confused on the details. We'll talk about it, but that's the gist.
So right out of the gate, it opens with this dude running through the woods, and his fucking arm is bitten off. And he like looks down and he's like, "Oh!"
We don't know, Joe. That could have been a bear attack. We're not sure.
He said it was a bear in his woods.
Yeah, and he's running, and he stops to kind of like take a knee, catch his breath for a minute. He has like a shotgun or a rifle. He puts it down, and you realize, oh shit, there's like a woman chasing him or something.
There's like a lady in tow of him, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
She kind of looks at him like, oh, there's my lunch. And he just like fires this shotgun close-up shot of the eyes. And it cuts to black to the opening title card, but you're assuming her fucking head exploded.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't see it yet.
No, but I kind of love the visuals of that. Good, quick camera work.
Yeah. I love the title card for this, too.
Yes.
The Flesh-Eating Mother's title card. It reminds me of Munchie.
A little bit.
Or Munchies, or what else? I think Eat and Run did this too, where it's like the title card like getting bitten and shit, and it like bleeds and stuff.
Bleeds, yeah, I like that. Anytime we always talk about the title cards that are interesting, and this is definitely one of the more interesting ones.
Yeah. It's fun when they're like animated and stuff like that. This fucking song was stuck in my head for like a week.
Suburbia?
Yeah, Suburbia. What is it? The trash is carted weekly in Suburbia.
Oh my God.
It's like a fucking, I don't even know what you want to call it.
Very satirical it comes across as.
Yeah, but it's like it's almost like a mariachi type.
Yeah, the music's interesting in this movie.
Thing going on.
Yeah, because it kind of is all over the place. Different styles of music throughout this film. But you're right, it is kind of in that vein. And I thought instantly of Children of the Corn, because it's all these pictures of like children's drawings, but like, you know, people aren't getting killed like in Children of the Corn. But I was like, oh, the opening of Children of the Corn, same fucking thing. It's not that haunting music, but
it really reminds me of the intro for Death Game, that movie that like inspired that Keanu Reeves movie Knock Knock, where the two chicks like go to the dude's house and like come in and like terrorize him.
Yeah,
it's a fucking excellent movie, dude.
Okay. They have a similar drawing kind of thing.
Yeah, in the beginning of that, there's like all kids' drawings and stuff with this kind of sweet music.
Okay.
Yeah. Not a comedy.
No,
it's a drama like exploitation movie.
Neither is Children of the Corn.
Yeah,
if you're not sure, if you want to hear more about Children of the Corn, go over to Video Villa podcast and check that out. I did an episode with Logan on that whole fucking movie.
So we get introduced to Booty and Roddy, and they're fucking and sucking, and dude is like, oh man, like, what does he say? He's like, I just had some yesterday or whatever, and she's like, what are you talking about? We just had sex.
Right? Oh yeah, like he's already worn out, but he goes to leave. He's like, shit. She's like, oh, wait, well, my husband's not going to be home for a while. You can't hang out. He's like, yeah, but my wife's going to be home from the dry cleaner soon.
She thinks I'm going on a jog.
Well, no, she goes, just tell her you're jogging like you did yesterday. And he's like, all right.
Yeah, I guess I will.
And this is our man whore that I alluded to earlier. This guy, I guess everyone's really attracted to him. Maybe he's got some pheromones coming off him or something. Some ant pheromones he sprayed on him.
Long dick Willie, man, I guess.
Doesn't last long in bed, but the dick's so big you don't care.
I don't think any of these other housewives are getting it.
This is like an Edward Scissorhands situation. Yeah. He's the only guy in town that actually anyone wants to fuck for some reason.
Well, he like jogs around town
looking for him,
scoping him out, like to like go over to their house and fuck him.
He's kind of speaking of the stepfather. He's like that, but he's not scoping out new victims to murder, or new families. He's just looking for new like upset women or sexually depressed wives to fuck.
He's like the anti-stepfather, right?
He
like
enjoys it.
That's like his nemesis.
Oh, God.
Like, you gotta have a family. You can't cheat on your wife. He's like, I fuck them all.
The sad thing is, as interesting as that matchup would be, stepfather would kill this guy in about 4 seconds.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But you're right, he is the anti-stepfather for sure. Because he jogs home like he's been fucking out there breaking his... Well, he is breaking a sweat, but not in the way you might think. No. To his wife and daughter, like, yeah, I was out there jogging!
So then we get introduced to Rinaldi, and he's like looking out his window. He's like, "Yeah, way to go, fucking Mr. Roddy or whatever his name is."
There's this kind of
Douglas. Is it Roddy Douglas? I think it's the
Roddy
Douglases.
Douglas, yeah. But this guy Rinaldi, this Italian kind of tough guy character, is probably my favorite character in the movie. And we get this kind of element that I thought was going to continue throughout the film, but we actually do see his mother later. This voice from downstairs.
Yeah, it's kind of great because he's like, "What are you doing up there? You're not having fun, are you?" He's like, "How much fun can I have in my room, Ma?" He's like listening to fucking like this shitty like metal music and like smoking cigarettes.
Rip off Metallica, yeah. She's like, "You're home suspended from school. You better not be having a good time.
I hope you're hungry later because you're not getting any dinner."
Yeah,
He's like, "Yeah, thanks, bitch."
Yeah.
So it's like a rapid suggestion. I really like how this movie gets to all of its characters and introduces them all. Yeah, because we're immediately introduced to Lois and Clyde, and Clyde comes into his house and you find out that this is his divorced wife, Lois.
The cop character, yeah.
So Lois is Candy from The Suckling. She's like the older woman, like smoking all the cigarettes and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's
I can
also
see it now.
I think we mentioned on that episode too. She's also in Goodfellas.
Wow, that's crazy. MDU fucking connection. I didn't even realize that.
Well, it makes sense. It's all like another low budget movie from New York.
And you said Suckling somewhat related.
Yeah.
So why not?
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
because it's just another. It's like in the area. You know what I mean? So like the same people are working on the same low budget shit.
Same time period. But I also love how he does come home and she's drunk as a skunk and he's like looking for his son. She's like, he's at school. What do you mean? Who are you looking for him? Oh, okay. I just want to see my son.
I stopped by to see little Billy. You just want to hang out with him, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Give me the fucking alimony check or the child support check that you owe me."
Right. Get the fuck out of Dodge.
I want to see my kid. She's like, "Yeah, well, go fuck yourself."
No, you're not. You're not going to see him.
So then we get to introduce all the kids, and you see all the kids at school, and it's like the classic like bully thing for whatever. Like this guy Jeff Nathan, who you're not sure if his name is Nathan or Jeff
for a long
because
time.
They call him by his last name.
Yeah. Towards the end, Rinaldi lists off everybody by their full name, and then finally you're like, Jeff Nathan, okay.
But we get introduced to the fucking Menendez brothers are here.
Wow, for their one fucking scene.
Well, they get a few scenes.
Do they actually? Okay.
Yeah.
They throw the football at him.
They throw the football at him, and we also get introduced to Linda and Joyce here as well.
Right, yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, Nathan, heads up!" And they fucking hit him with the football, and he like falls into Linda.
He runs off like basically crying.
And Linda's like, "Oh, you fucking big doofus," but I also think he's hot.
Wow, yeah. Come to find out, this guy doesn't have exactly the nicest home life, so I kind of feel bad for him.
None of them really do.
When you get down to brass tacks, right?
Well, again, that's the whole thing about breaking you're shattering the image of this perfect suburban life. You know what I mean? And everybody's fucked up
on many levels.
Yeah.
Yes.
You find out that Roddy is Linda's dad because she comes home and he's there and he's like, "Hey, princess, how you doing?" And you're like, "Oh shit, oh boy."
This is what he says. He's got to go jogging again. His wife comes in eating like pretzels.
She's like, "What are you talking about? You just went jogging." He's like, "Well, I'll make it a quickie."
He's like, "I gotta keep myself in shape." Oh! Like he's Donkey Kong or some shit, King Kong. She's like, "All right, you're jogging again. All right, I guess I'll keep eating these fucking pretzels and get fat."
This man's libido is unparalleled.
He's got the mojo.
What the fuck did he eat?
Austin Powers mojo.
Oh, dude, he drank it? That's where the virus came from?
Yeah, he found it at work.
Don't drink that blue drink with all the fucking shit in it, yeah.
Dr. Evil was looking for that, too. He's pissed.
Took a little sip, one for my homies.
That's what he said when he took a sip and then he started jogging down the street for his next lay.
So, like, we smash cut to, again, like the Menendez brothers, like I was saying, one's like punching the other one in the face and like in front of their mom.
Right, okay,
These two like jock douchebag rich kids.
Right, Timmy
and whatever the fuck the other, I think Charlie or something.
I guess I didn't make that correlation. Even though he wears the same shirt the whole movie, that's my bad.
He's punching him in the face and he's loving life and they hear the ice cream man outside.
What are they supposed to be, 12? What the fuck is this casting?
Like 30
we gotta be the same
old.
age as the other teenagers, but they're excited about ice cream.
They're like, "Hey, Ma, can we have some money to get some ice cream?"
We're gonna get a Hulk Hogan or a Sonic bar. Please, Ma, give me $2.
Dude,
I need a Spider-Man.
Don't tempt me with the WWF bar.
I mean, I love me some ice cream. I'm mostly just poking fun, but yeah.
Yeah, but they asked their mom for money for the ice cream man, and they're like fucking 30. And she's like, "Okay, you boys, go get my purse." She's like, "We know where it is, Ma." And they're like, "All right, take $1 and go get some ice cream." They're like, "Thanks, Ma."
Your dad doesn't like you guys having too many sweets, though.
So Clyde's down and out, and he's all bummed out about visiting his wife not being able to see his kid and shit like that. So he's going down to crack a cold one with the coroner.
I guess people do this. Is this a thing? We got any cops in the audience? You go hang out with the coroner, grab a cold one with the coroner. I guess they did in Return of the Living Dead. They had those weasels they had to get rid of, but
the rabid weasels.
Yeah.
he goes in and this is a weird scene because like there's a CCTV camera.
Oh yeah.
And like there's a creep, his name's Hitchcock, he's like one of the cops. And he looks like fucking Robert Zadar before he turned into Maniac Cop.
A little bit. I was calling him Weird Al, like Fat Weird Al from the Fat video with this like lesion on his face. What the hell is that?
Pizza face, dude. He looks like Robert Zadar in A Gnome Named Norm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I could see. It's been a while since I watched it, but let's go with that. Okay.
Then he dies and becomes Maniac Cop.
Right. Oh, right. He ascended, of course, or descended, depending on your definition. I mean, he did turn into a zombie at some point in that series,
Also
right?
true. Well, yeah, the third one, I believe. Resurrected with voodoo and Robert Davi has to fucking kill him.
I mean, that second one, isn't he basically already?
I think so.
It's kind of like this. He's not quite a zombie. He's not quite a mutant, but he's like freakish. He's killing people.
He's awesome, is what he is.
Well, yeah.
Those movies are fucking great. I can't believe we haven't done. We'll get there.
Oh God, it's got to be coming eventually, right?
Yeah. So we find out the one-armed guy from the beginning is actually the commissioner.
He
His name's
lived.
Commissioner Dixon, and he's a real dick.
Oh my God, he gets his own fucking guitar solo, his own theme song when he walks in the room. It's like, and it's like playing the whole time he's in the room, like interrogating the coroner and the cop. Like, what are you doing here? You on duty right now? He's got this Budweiser. Like, actually, I'm off duty.
And then he fucking takes a healthy slug of that shit.
Which is funny to me. Not that you can't drink and complain about your drunk wife, but I thought that was funny as hell that he was like, my wife's a fucking drunk.
But he's also in the coroner's office.
Yeah.
Lee like takes these 2 beers out of the fridge with like a severed hand in there.
Yeah. Oh God, that threw me off. I was like, is that the guy from the Cold Open's arm? What the fuck?
It's the guy from Street Trash who's like eating this fucking sushi.
Oh God. In his other refrigerator's a fucking Doberman's
Right,
head. He
exactly.
got that from the guy from Lover's Lane since he never actually ate it.
Oh, also true.
I mean, do something with that.
Yeah.
Also, this guy Lee, by the way, has like the weirdest looking mustache in the world. I couldn't tell if it was like fake or not. I wasn't really sure. Do you have any insight on that?
I think because they wanted to make it gray, so like some of it's not painted right.
It's like a Cesar Romero Joker kind of thing.
Romero,
yeah. I was like, what the fuck's going on with this guy's mustache? And he has a very unique voice.
He talks like this, kind of, and he's like,
yeah.
oh, what does he say? Hold on. He goes, what do you mean?
That's one of his bad lines.
What? Oh, you getting it?
Yeah, he gets better as it goes on.
It makes me so happy just because like they're trying their best.
They are.
And that's what makes the B movie the B movie. We talk about this all the time where like they're not trying to be shitty. Like they're not trying to be bad actors. And they only have one take to do it.
Well, that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
It's the charm element for sure.
It's very cozy and like lo-fi.
Oh yeah.
But in this scene, Clyde also tells the story of Dixon from the beginning.
Oh,
He's like, yeah, they said it was a fucking bear, and he was chasing this bear, and the bear jumped out of the way, and then he shot his wife in the face, and it like you see the head explode in this scene.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, you do see it.
From the shotgun.
But he's saying like, oh, the bear bit my arm off or cut my arm off with its claw or something.
And he's like, I went out there, and there was no fucking sign of no bear.
Oh, by the way, I know you're new in town. Like, we don't know how much time has passed since that cold open. It could have been a week. We don't know.
Yeah.
It was snowing then, so I think they're trying to imply it was longer.
Or at least the year before,
Maybe.
or the last season, you know?
But he's like,
winter.
Lee's like, yeah, I haven't been here long, but I'll never understand that Dixon. And he's like, well, yeah, after his wife disappeared, Clyde says this. He's like, the next day, the coroner disappeared. No one ever heard from him again.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? So, oh, shit. Let me look into this now. That definitely wasn't ominous at all.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. I think I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go home and like go to sleep. I don't want to be involved with this shit. Have a good one, Clyde.
Well, he's got nothing to do. He can't play ball with his kid because he's tied up with the drunk ex-wife.
That's true.
Yeah.
I meant Lee. Lee just goes home.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not working anymore. I'm going home. Fuck this. Have a good one, Clyde.
All the moms are playing cards, like all the housewives, and they're all bullshitting around.
Yeah, oh my God. Okay, before we get into this scene, this is the poker scene.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this. We always joke about the poker game in the Movie Dumpster universe.
Yeah.
Also part of the reason why I wore a Cumdar shirt today.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that he's also I was joking earlier, he's a flesh-eating mother himself. Not in the same way, but I could see him eating some flesh.
Well, he's coming out of Roddy's dick for sure. I think he gave him the virus.
Gave him the virus, yeah. That we're going to talk about.
I gave you the flesh-eating mother virus.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it in a moment if the listeners are confused. But I was thinking about, is there a female version in the Movie Dumpster universe? Who was at that card table? I mean, a few names that came instantly to mind, of course, are Granny Van Dam.
Sure.
Mama Fratelli.
Mama Fratelli's definitely there.
Mrs. Mack from Black Christmas is probably
she's
there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. She's bringing the fucking sherry, dude.
Yup. We got probably, what's her face? Aunt Agatha. You think she's there?
Oh, Agatha's there,
From, what was that? Double Toil in Trouble?
Toil in Trouble.
Or her appearance in Prancer. Take your pick.
I think the evil one is definitely there. the witch.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah.
So I don't, guys, in the comments of the video, Dumpster Doors, let us know who was at your female poker table from the movie Dumpster Universe. I'm curious.
I was surprised where you were going with that because I thought you were going to be like, oh, like this is like the upside down version. Like if everybody like come down, everybody is like playing the poker in the well and the underneath. This is what's happening right above that.
Oh, right above it? I
Yeah.
can see that too, maybe. Like what's actually happening in this scene, because they are talking about like, how's your sex life?
Yeah. Well,
All the moms.
there's also this one like older lady there that just keeps dumping chips on the fucking dog and laughing.
Old people like to feed the dog.
Yeah, but the
Shit they're
dog's
not supposed to have.
Dog's not eating it, and she's wasting all these fucking kettle cooked chips on this thing.
Maybe the chips taste like shit. She's just trying to get him over plea. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, Joe.
So they're like, how's your sex life?
That's what made me jump to the MDU, the sex jokes.
Yeah. Well, Allie Neinstein is.
Oh, Allie Oates would be another one.
Oh, Allie Oates, maybe.
The MDU version.
Yeah, Allie Neinstein is there as Miss Shepherd, and she's
Right.
also in The Suckling as well.
Who was she in the Suckling?
She plays a nurse in The Suckling.
okay.
Yeah. So Rinaldi's mom is like, actually, I am seeing somebody. It's nothing serious, and he is a married man. They're like, oh my god, do tell. And she's like,
The dirt.
it's
the tea."
Roddy Douglas. And fucking Booty's like, what the fuck did you just say?
Well, she gets kind of annoyed, but then Joyce is like, yeah, oh my God, Roddy, you know what? One time when they were bringing the kids home, Joyce and his kid went in the house and, he kind of stayed in and, something happened. She's like, wait, did he shuffle your deck? She's like, yeah. And Booty gets really pissed because she's the woman earlier that's like fucking him in the earlier scene.
She says, did you shovel deck? She said, yeah. She says, well, fucking shuffle it.
Yeah,
again.
oh, yeah, yeah.
She's pissed, dude.
And then, that older woman's like, crack. She's dying as she's throwing the chips to the dog. She's laughing the most. I remember my sex days.
Eat these fucking chips, dog.
Yeah.
So Joyce and Linda are walking home, and Frankie pulls up in his ice cream truck. Now, this is Joyce's boyfriend.
Everybody owns a fucking ice cream truck in the 80s. What's with this?
Dude, he leases from the Terenzi brothers.
Another one.
Yeah.
Chong fucking got one from the Terenzis. This Frankie got one. Terenzi's got a goddamn empire on these ice cream trucks.
Frankie Lemoncello is his name.
Wow.
Not Lemoncello, mind you.
John Candy got one too, by the way.
Lemoncello is his name.
Jello. Okay, it's comedy.
He's like, hey, what's up there, Linda? How you doing? You want to go take a ride with me or whatever there, Joyce?
Yeah, Joyce is his girlfriend. He's like hitting on Linda.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Hey, you want to take a ride? You want to come too, Linda? I got this room for two.
She's like, fuck that. And Joyce is like, what the hell? I'm standing right here.
So he gives him some ice cream and
Spider-Man.
Joyce,
Hulk Hogan.
yeah, exactly. She calls it a Neptune pop or some shit. And I'm like, is that like a Great White pop? Like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Too old to understand that reference, even though this movie came out the year I was born.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So Joyce is there and she's talking to him about this women's coalition dinner that she wants him to go to. And he's like, shit, baby, I gotta go to this. Okay, fuck, I gotta. All right, I'll be there. And he leaves.
Yeah. He's like, I'll be back in like 20 minutes when I'm relevant again.
Smash cut to fucking Jeff's dad smacking his fucking mom around because he's a crazy drunk.
Right, yeah. He's walking out of the house with the fucking vodka bottle
With the
in his
vodka
hand.
bottle, and like Jeff walks up to the house and he like punches him in the face, does like a backflip onto the lawn.
He goes in, he checks at his mom. She's got this fucking like massive black eye laying on the floor in the kitchen. She's like, "Oh, it's not my fault. He's stressed." It's like, holy shit,
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome.
We got to get you out of here, Mom. She's like, no, it's fine. It's my fault. And I'm like, yeah. That's
some real ugly shit I wasn't expecting, but it's a bit of a revenge story in this film, so it kind of works out.
It does work out.
But yeah, for a minute there, I'm like, oh, this is getting real dark, man. And then it just continues to get dark, which, I'm kind of all there for. Because then people start getting eaten pretty soon.
Yeah, well, speaking of eating, Lois, the drunk mother's like at her fucking table with the smorgasbord of food, stuffing her face with
like,
all this shit.
Oh, the fucking
the sandwiches.
The Foley on this is hilarious. This over-the-top Foley, they kind of nailed it again. I don't know if that was just a product of the budget or they were like,
great.
Fuck it, let's do it over the top.
It is a comedy horror. So.
Yeah, I like it, though. It makes me think of like Tim and Eric or like very early, like all that, stuff like that.
So little Billy comes home. He's like, hey, Ma, is dinner ready? And she's got this food hanging off her mouth. And she looks over and she's like, you're looking tasty.
Yeah, let me get the turkey baster out. Hold on to that baseball glove your dad just bought you.
I couldn't satisfy my appetite. I gotta eat some flesh.
Oh my God. And then, I don't know if you want to talk about it now or wait, but like dad comes home like a scene or two later, like, hey, I'm home.
Well, let's get to that. Yeah, because that's like a big turning point of the movie.
All right, fair. We'll lead up to it like the movie does.
Yeah, so Sylvia and Roddy are in bed. And Roddy, that's his wife's
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Those are Linda's parents.
Sure, yeah,
And they had like just fucked, and they're like, she's like, oh, what? Do I just not do it for you anymore? He's like, no, you do, but like, yeah.
It's a great wide shot, by the way.
How do you feel about an open relationship?
Oh my God!
She's like, I'm so hungry. And you're like, wait, what?
All right. He's like, did you not hear what I just said?
She's like, I'm so hungry.
She's like, oh, you're okay with it then? Okay. I've been dreaming about this.
Well, I'm going to keep doing it anyway. And like in the other room, their like young kid is like crying. This like, they have like a baby boy.
There goes Junior right on the clock.
Right on
time.
schedule.
3 a.m. every day.
She's like, oh yeah, that's right. The baby's in the other room. She starts fucking licking her lips. And you're like, oh boy.
Just thinking about turkey dinner.
So like you said, yeah, Clyde goes in to his wife's house again. And he's like, I knocked, so fuck you. I'm coming in anyway.
Right, because they, again, like we said, they're divorced.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, hey, Billy, hey, Lois. Like, where is everybody? So he hears some commotion upstairs. And he
hears chewing.
Yeah, he walks upstairs, dude. And he kicks open Billy's door. And Lois is there chomping on Billy's arm with like a fucking baseball mitt on. It's awesome. It looks really good.
It looks great. And Clyde's like screaming, oh my God, Billy!
He's like, Lois, what are you doing? Dude, he lights Lois up. There's some really good squib action here, too. He like shoots her like 3 times with like these big blood bursts and then fucking pops her in the head.
That was like zombie logic. That's why I keep bringing up zombies. But
oh, yeah.
Shot in the head finally kills it.
They kind of like teeter off with that.
No, they do, but in the beginning it was giving those vibes.
Yeah, and it's like a Savini special, like Creepshow, where they like do the pull off and the blood comes out and shit. It looks really good. I always love that one.
Some mom movies do that too. It always looks good.
Yeah. So it's nighttime now, and Clyde's in his house, and all the cops are there, and Dixon arrives with Hitchcock, and he's like, what the fuck happened? He's like, I don't know. The guy said his wife ate his kid, and there's like a big bag of shit, and he's like, well, where's the kid? And he opens the bag, and
where they point to it, yeah, in here.
That's disgusting.
Here's the thing. I mean, it makes sense when you find out how involved Dixon is with this quote-unquote conspiracy or whatever the fuck this is, this disease.
Yeah.
But it's like, nobody on the case is like, all right, yeah, oh, that's a little crazy, but maybe that could have happened. I don't think he just hallucinated this. Literally, everyone's like, yeah, we got no evidence of that. We found this fucking mutilated body, but there's no way he shot his wife and killed his kid. That's what it is.
Well, they keep saying he's delusional, and the commissioner is only backing that up because he's like, oh, fuck, I know exactly
Dixon.
what this is. Yeah, Dixon.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess the only thing to do is lock him up.
I guess it's just a whole lot of yes men on this police force. Then again, maybe that is a bit of a theme in many movies.
They're all crooked, too.
Yeah. So. They just like listen to what this guy says with no ifs, ands, or buts.
Nope.
But Clyde's fucked because of this. They're arresting his ass. Like, well, there's no way you can talk your way out of this one, Clyde. You're going to fucking jail. He's like, wait, no!
What are you talking about?
I had no choice.
But what about my kid? He was wearing the new mitt I got him.
Well, yeah, he says that.
So Roddy is in Dr. Bass's office.
Right.
And this guy's fucking great. He kind of reminds me of like a George Costanza character, the
little
way that he
bit.
talks and shit. But he was in Slime City, and he's also in I Was a Teenage Zombie and Metamorphosis, the Alien Factor, which is like the sequel to Deadly Spawn.
Deadly Spawn, yeah.
And so Roddy's in there basically getting like an STD check. He's like, how'd everything go, Doc? He's like, well, your smear results are fine and everything looks great.
No VD.
No VD.
I mentioned that specifically because he's got a sign on the wall that says like, oh, they're famous people that have VD. And like one of the prominent names is Adolf Hitler. I'm like, all right.
He's like, he's like, what about you, Doc? You active? You must be really active.
He goes, yeah, I get checked twice a week.
And he's like, yeah, I get checked twice a week myself. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got some girls. And he's like, oh, does your girls have any friends? And he's like, let me hook you up real quick. And he like gives him like a brothel card. And he's like, real clean girl, room 7A or some shit.
He has like a weird reation to this.
And he's like, you're disgusting, Mr. Bass. Because he's not paying for the shit. He's just going, doing it like organically.
Right, yeah, I guess that's the gag, right?
I love the idea of like the morality there. Where it's like, I'm not going to have sex with a hooker.
I'm not paying for it. I'm
just
going
going to fuck all these other married women and cheat on my wife.
Ruin their marriages and my marriage and, and unknowingly infect them with my not AIDS.
Ugh.
My transformation thing.
Mutant AIDS.
My Cumdar.
Beastman AIDS.
Yeah. But then, like, he leaves and, like, this new doctor comes in, this, like, quote-unquote sexy nurse. This, what is her name?
Oh, Felicia Codd.
Felicia Codd.
She's, like, 20 feet tall Amazon woman.
Yes. Which is even funnier when she's standing next to Lee later. It's like, holy shit, 2 foot difference.
It's like me standing next to my wife. I was like, look, it's us.
Julie's just like shaking her head. Yep. But she comes in and she's like, okay, well, he didn't have gonorrhea or this, but I found like this weird shit in his blood.
This weird virus.
He's like, well, it's not gonorrhea. I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
I'm the doctor. You do your fucking job. Don't tell me what to do. She's like, well, it seems pretty important, but okay.
So Rodney's like jogging home.
As he does. He doesn't have a car.
He doesn't have a car. He just jogs around.
He does drive later, but he mostly jogs.
Again, scoping the neighborhood for any of the housewives.
Tipping his hat to the fucking stepfather.
Ladies?
Oh, how do you do?
Yeah.
You do your job. I do my job. We stay apart.
Stay on that side of the street,
magnets.
pal. Polar opposite.
Yeah.
So he's jogging and he ends up like stopping because he sees like Jeff's mom and dad like arguing outside, and Jeff's dad just like smacks his mom down and like walks away, and he like stops and like ties his shoe. Wait till he walks away, and then he goes up to Jeff's mom. He's like, "Oh, how you? Oh, what happened? He shouldn't be doing that to such a beautiful lady like you. Here, let me help you in the house."
Yeah, he should have beat the shit out of you, but I'm gonna take advantage of your vulnerability and infect you with my pee-pee. He's not gonna be home soon, right?
The double whammy of like two different types of abuse.
Again, what has this guy got? Pheromones, the world's largest dick. I don't know how he gets it done, but he gets it done every time.
I think he ate some of the stuff.
From Gumdar, naturally?
Yeah. The stuff, and it like gave him this like huge libido, and his ball sack filled with the viral whatever the fuck Cumdar's got inside him.
When you say all that, we know one thing's for certain then, Joe.
Yeah.
Mo Green's gonna be on the scene investigating soon.
He always wants Mo.
Every time you give me money, I always want Mo. We gotta do the stuff, man. Long time. That's another one. Long time coming.
We gotta tie it up in a bow.
Oh my god!
But just know that it connects to flesh-eating mothers.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Clyde somehow escapes the cops' custody and like
it's like an insert shot. We forgot about this. Get this in here.
And he's like running like there's like a cop car driving, and Clyde's like in the woods. He's all dirty and shit.
He's like got the cuffs on, running like a fugitive.
And he ends up getting back to the coroner's office, and he has Lee help him cut the things off. And he's like, "Lee, it's a conspiracy. It's a flesh-eating mother conspiracy. You don't understand." He's like, "Actually, I do understand, and you want to know why? Because they took your son and your wife, and they took them out of here real quick."
But they didn't know that I actually ran all my tests beforehand, and I got a blood test. It's fucking crazy.
And you're right. I did find pieces of your son between your wife's teeth.
I mean, how do you miss that, right?
Yeah, and he takes like a blood sample and to analyze it and shit like that. And the commissioner comes in.
Clyde hides in a fucking locker.
Dude, he does a fucking straight up like Resident Evil in the locker, or like a
Freddy or Leatherface is coming. Those are the two I think of instantly. Or I mean, actually, Art does that in one of the movies. I think goes after someone in a locker.
It's like Alien Isolation, right? Yeah. You got to jump in there real quick.
Every horror movie or video game ever, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
He gets close. Dixon almost sees him in there. It's like some Michael Myers shit.
But he sees all the stuff that Lee's working on, and he ends up like taking the paperwork and like stuffing it in his coat. He's like, "Oh, great job, Lee. Yeah, you can go get that blood work looked at if you want, but I think you're wasting your time. Well, anyway, see you later."
Oh, yeah, distracts him and grabs it. Yeah, and then Lee's like, "All right, Clyde, you get out of there."
And he's like, "He took our evidence. Dang it." And then,
Clyde sees it happen, but he can't do anything.
No, so Clyde's mission now is to find more evidence, like some file folders or some shit in the police records.
Right. A, to clear his name, but B, to also prove this is actually happening.
Yeah. We cut back to the Douglas household, and Sylvia is like in the baby's room and like takes the baby out of the crib and is like nibbling on its ear and like kissing its arm and shit.
Yeah.
And Linda opens the door. She's like, "Hey, Mom, I'm home." It's like, "What's going on? What's for dinner?"
More chomping sound effects.
And again, here's something happening upstairs. Goes upstairs and opens the door, sees her mom eating her baby brother, and her mom like turns around with all the shit on her lips, and she's like,
it's fucking vile.
It's great. It's great. It's so cool. And there's like a really creepy music cue here where Linda like runs out of the house and it's like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy."
That was creepy.
It was fucking creepy.
And it starts like getting distorted and shit.
Yeah, it's really weird.
That was pretty good.
So now Joyce's mom is eating a bunch of stuff, and she's eating the fucking cantaloupe and the ribs and all this other bullshit. She's got a smorgasbord in front of her as well. Joyce comes in and she's like, "Hey, Mom, are you going to come with me to like the Women's Coalition dinner tonight or whatever?" She's like, "No, I got a date with that plumber guy.
Bill the plumber.
Mario.
Oh, God. R.I.P. Mario, then. Holy shit, he's dead after this date.
It could have been Joe the plumber. But he never showed up because he fucking got killed in House by the Cemetery.
Right. He told her his name was Bill, but it was really Joe. You're right, exactly. It's in that painting.
That's the beyond. He's in the basement with Freudstein.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So Linda's running about town and sees her dad finally. Like, she's all distraught from her mom eating her baby brother in front of her, and then like sees her dad get out of this car with this other woman. And she like goes into a bar and just like making out with her, like, and feeling her up like right in public, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and it actually kind of speaking of mom, it reminded me of that shot when the son's looking for mom.
Oh,
he
in
sees
the
her,
alley.
Yeah, she sees him eating somebody, but
Yeah.
it was like the same kind of shot, like the reaction.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
She runs. She's all distraught. She runs into Jeff, and Jeff's like, "Hey, what are you doing in this part of the neighborhood?"
Yeah, because he's like kind of fed up with his dad, and he's like, "I'm fucking getting out of here." I tried to convince mom, but she just won't leave him.
So he's trying to make a plan, and they're smoking a fucking doob on this bench.
I love that.
It's great, and they're like just like he's coping and she's coping, but he doesn't exactly know what's happening yet. So they're smoking this fucking thing. He's telling her his life story and the home situation, and she's like, I saw my dad cheating on my mom, and he's like, yeah, that's rough, and he's like. And then she's like, and then I saw my mother eating my baby brother, and they like start laughing because they're fucking stoned.
And she's like, no,
seriously.
I'm fucking serious, man. Who's coming with me to save my mom or something? And he's like, oh, well, I guess I have a similar situation.
That's kind of, maybe that's kind of fucked up. I tell you what, let's make a plan. We'll meet tonight at the basketball courts. I just got to grab some shit from my house, and we'll get out of here or something.
Yeah, we both have bad parent situations.
Yeah.
Let's meet up.
So Rinaldi's in his room.
Right, we go back to him finally.
Yeah. And his mother's like, Rinaldi, come down. I made you dinner. I made you favorite. And he's like, well, fuck you, Mom. I'm not buying it. I'm not falling for it again. She's like, no, I made mashed potatoes. He's like, yeah, would you put roaches in the mashed potatoes? And I'm like, this is like, this woman hates this child, by the way, because she hates her husband. And she says in the card game that he looks like her husband, so he hates him.
She does say that. You're right.
Or she hates him. Yeah.
It's kind of funny to me. I love me some mashed potatoes. These look like baked potatoes just covered in milk.
Hey, she put some extra milk in it to make them extra creamy for you.
They look good until he put the fork in it. Then it just look like fucking disgusting gruel. But he's eating it. He's like, a little milky, but they're good. I'm not complaining, Ma.
He's like, Ma, what are you being so nice to me for? I could sit in my favorite chair and all this shit. She's like, you know how they make veal, Rinaldi? And he's like, veal? And he's like, what do you mean how they make it? He's like, you know what they do to farmers? What they do?
Yo, you got a veal in the oven, Ma? Is that what you're saying?
He's like, you got veal in the oven?
No,
She's like,
no.
no. But do you know how they make it? And he's like, no. And he's like, well, they put the calf in this small box. And he's like, who? He's like, the farmers, you fucking idiot. He's like, shut up when I'm telling this story.
Right, yeah.
So he's like, oh, they put the baby cow in this little box and they feed it milk so it can't move and they make it real tender and juicy. And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. I like Parmesan on my veal.
She's like, stop interrupting me. You always got to interrupt me. Let me just finish the story.
She's like, anyway, have some milk. Here's some milk.
He keeps giving him milk. He's not putting it together.
He's like, Mom, I'll drink the glass of milk if you want. I'll drink another glass if you want. It's fine. She's like, perfect. She ends up like standing up and like looming over him. He's like, hey, what are you doing, Ma? She ends up like biting him in the fucking dome.
Tarman's his ass.
Straight up.
Oh my God. I was expecting him to die right then and there.
Oh, he ends up like knocking her out and runs out of the house.
Goes, you bitch. Pushes her into a wall. Hits her head. He's, oh, fuck it. I'm running away, Mom. I'm not coming back this time.
And he like bounces out of there and he's running away.
You don't want to overthink the logic of this film. That's not the point. I know I say that a lot on this show, but you know how I love to overanalyze everything. But much like a zombie movie, even though these people were fucked at different times, possibly different hours or days of the week, they all start kind of transforming at the same time.
Also true.
Bit of a plot convenience, but it works.
Well, yeah, and now all of our like main kid characters are getting together now because
it would have been interesting to see it kind of like over a couple days, but then maybe there might not have been enough material for that.
It is over a couple days.
I guess it is, yeah.
Because there's a night and a day and a night.
I guess I mean like seeing one mom transform, then another one, but I still like it, but I think they could have gone a little further with it if they had more budget, more film maybe.
Yeah, I think there's one more day that passes, or this could be all the same night, I'm not sure. But it's like a couple days.
Sure, regardless.
So Jeff goes back to his house to get all his stuff and gather up his stuff.
Sneaks through the window. Here's his parents arguing. Yeah. Jeff, get down here!
And he's like, Jeff, come out here. I want to teach you something. You fucked up my whole life. He's like talking to his mom, and she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like just awful shit.
Verbal abuse to the extreme
and physical.
Wow, yeah.
This is great because he's like, don't you talk back to me. And he's like, I'm going to break your fucking mouth. And he goes to punch her in the face and she grabs his fist and like breaks his hand. And it brings this fucking big guy to his knees, and then her fucking head transforms, and her jaw like dislocates like Deborah Logan.
I guess this was the one actress that agreed to do
Yeah.
a head mold.
It was fucking cool. It's really cool because
I like the jaw detaching.
because like her mouth opens really
Yep.
wide, and she grabs his hand and like pulls it into her mouth and like bites his fucking hand off.
It makes me think of The Howling.
Oh, it's so cool. And Jeff walks in on all this, and she like turns around and he's like, "Holy fucking shit!" and just runs out of the house.
I don't blame him, honestly.
Hard cut to the Menendez brothers' house, and Mom is like eating the one brother's chest out while Timmy stands there and watches it happen. And he's
Imagine if this is the end. Blood rage is what actually happened. Mom didn't just, end it all. She ate her son's heart.
like, Louise Lasser was like eating like the peas on the floor
Yeah.
and like there's her son's heart. Yeah.
Real quick, because you made me think of it. I brought her up, but Louise Lasser, also the mother to the Blue Raja in Mystery Men, Hank Azaria's character.
Oh my god!
Because I rewatched that. Holds up great, by the way.
What
But
a-
I was like, holy shit, Louise Lasser. I was like, oh shit, Blood Rage Brothers is back.
You think that's Terry in the turban?
He finally recovered.
Yeah.
Got a hair dye.
Yeah.
Started doing bad accents
could
that got
be.
him in trouble like 30 years after he started doing
It's
them.
possible
Yeah.
because he had to have a new identity, right?
Right.
Jeff's going to meet up with Linda, but he runs into Rinaldi and brings him to the basketball court, and they all kind of convene there. And like Timmy comes out of the fucking shadows,
He like shuffles in like,
Yeah.
oh, my mom killed my brother.
and he's like, "My mother ate my brother," and he's like, "Ate my mother too." And he's like, "My mother ate your mother," and he's like, "No, my mother ate my father, and my mother ate my brother,
Rinaldi
and
goes,
my
oh.
mother tried to eat me."
Rinaldi's like, oh, brother.
Oh, brother, yeah,
He's like all exasperated.
it's fucking great.
He has some great lines. I'm not even doing him justice.
Do me a favor. Also, you can play this wonderful game at home. If you fire up flesh-eating mothers on Mother's Day, take a shot every time the word "mother" is said in this movie.
They're all firing it off. Your mother, my mother, his mother, her mother, Oprah's mother.
Not ma or mom. It's mother.
Always mother.
Yeah.
I said Oprah because everyone's getting a mother in this one.
You got a mother? Yeah. So the coroner finds the virus in Louise's blood, so he goes down to Dr. Bass's office, and he's like, "Dr. Bass, I saw a virus in this person's blood. Have you seen anything like this before?" He's like, "Why don't you stick to your fucking cadavers, okay, and leave this for the whatever the fuck it is."
He's like, do I have to point at the sign?
Yeah,
VD, gonorrhea. That's all I care about. Nothing else.
Leave
Don't
the
bother.
STDs to us.
Yeah, and then that other doctor, or the assistant here, is
Cod, yeah.
Cod, and
Felicia Cod, yeah.
She's like, actually, I'm Felicia Cod, and I showed him this shit the other day, and he didn't care at all. But I'm very interested.
I also think you're very sexy.
Oh yeah, they have like an instant kind of. They hit it off instantly.
Yeah. They're like, "Let's get together and look at this virus," and they do.
And this is the part where they're standing next to each other, where you probably are like,
Well,
this looks familiar,
That's
right?
the first one, but there's a really telling shot like in the alley at the very end.
Oh,
We'll get to it.
But yeah, they kind of work together, and I
Yeah.
like this
Yeah, it's
because
cool.
I'm joking that she's the sexy nurse. I feel like that's
She
what
is
they're
the
going
sexy
for,
nurse, but she's
she
also smart.
She's
too.
smart. I like that because I feel like most movies just don't do that extra step. It's just
Yeah.
the stereotype, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. So we cut to the Women's Coalition dinner.
Oh God, yeah.
And Sylvia, so Linda's mom and Joyce's mom are there, and they're like eating fucking mashed potatoes with their bare hands.
Again, all that slurping sounds, crunching sounds laid over it. These two fucking biddies are talking.
Like-
oh my God, how disgusting. I'm actually like agreeing with them, but
Yeah.
they're setting it up to be obvious victims. Like, oh my God, how could you come out in public like that? Meanwhile, this one woman has this horrible, I guess for the time it was common, but this horrible pink dress with the belt.
Oh, the windbreaker
Yeah,
material?
God,
Yeah.
bad.
So they end up like walking over to them, and they start eating them.
Like, they're walking towards us. I don't like the look in their eyes.
Yeah,
Look
Joyce
at it closer.
Joyce and Frankie walk in and like, "There's my mom. Hey, Ma." And then they start eating these people, and they're like, "Oh my God.
Flesh-eating mothers, TM, no!" And then everyone's running. We have like this shot of the feet running like 4 times.
It's great, like a run out.
Yeah.
He's like, "That's your mother? She's a fucking cat. I'm out of here."
Oh my
And Joyce
God.
is like, "Mother, how could you?"
Yeah. Now they're like running around this school for a while.
Yeah, there's a bunch of scenes that they like hide in a bathroom, and Joyce goes to look out to see if anybody's there, and like Rinaldi ends up grabbing her, and it's like a kind of like
fake out.
a jump scare fake out thing.
That's a good one though.
Yeah.
Why he goes there, I have no I guess to go to the meeting maybe.
I guess so. And Rinaldi's like, he's like, your mothers, they're all cannibals. And Frankie's like, "Yeah, no shit, your mother's a fucking cannibal."
Because she's fat. They're like, no, you asshole. They're literally eating people. And Frankie's like the only skeptic here, even though he saw what happened.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know about this. I gotta take a piss. Like, buddy, you can't fucking hold it. I really gotta go. The bathroom's right there.
Yeah.
He walks off. You're like, all right, he's gonna die.
And like they have, like Joyce and Rinaldi have this whole exchange. Might as well wrap this up
Yeah,
because this
yeah.
is all one scene, and then we'll get to Timmy's mom. But like, he goes in to take a piss. They're kind of going back and forth, and then
Linda's mom.
Linda and Joyce's mom end up like coming out.
So while Frankie's in the bathroom, like Joyce and Rinaldi are debating whether to leave him or not while these mothers are coming towards them.
Yeah.
These flesh-eating mothers. And he's like, yeah, Joyce, just abandon your boyfriend. Fuck him. She's like, I can't. He's my date. And then she's like, well, maybe we should. He's like, women, they just leave their people behind. They always say they're going to stand by their side, but then when the going gets tough. And Frankie comes out like, what the fuck? I'm back. Okay, let's go. And they book it into this, like, this hallway that ends on a locked door.
Yeah, they're cornered by Linda's mom, and Rinaldi's like, he's like, my mother said I could never deck a woman, but she didn't say shit about a cannibal. And he fucking like lays this woman out, and they go to run out, but she grabs Frankie by the leg.
Oh man!
And then Joyce's mom comes out,
runs
from the other side, and they end up like eating his like his
Bite
leg
his
and
leg.
shit. But it's like super like hairy and shit. Like the prosthetic is fucking great.
He's Italian as
Yeah,
hell, I
it's
guess.
funny
right?
as hell. But they eat his ass. He's done.
Yeah, and then they kind of just keep trying to escape the school. But yeah, we get the scene with Timmy. You're right.
Oh my god! So the
in between all that.
So Linda, Jeff, and Timmy go to Timmy's house, and the plan is that they're gonna have Timmy coerce his mother out of the house. Jeff is gonna beat her over the head with a baseball bat, and then Linda is gonna chain her up.
Talk about fucking Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
When did that come out? 86?
I think 85?
84?
84?
Hey, homages to
Yeah.
things you love.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if this and the bite on the head, not that it hasn't been done before, but there's
Yeah.
so very much of that with this scene. I think of when when they open the door and Bert's gonna clonk him.
No, 100%. Yeah, but he's like, but you're not gonna hit my mom too hard. And he's like, no, I'm
It's
not.
still my mother.
I'm not gonna hit your mother too hard. And she's like, I'm gonna put the chain on. He's like, but you're not gonna tie it too tight. He's like, no, we won't tie it too tight. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Jeff is gonna brain this fucking woman.
I know. Well, she finally comes out.
Yeah.
And again, we didn't really explain it in detail, but essentially, like, the face kind of has some makeup to it to make it look more transformed.
Yeah, so this is the first step of the stage of the makeup, because the makeup now they got like bags under their eyes.
Yeah, it advances
they have, like,
throughout.
They have like blackout teeth to make their teeth look like they're sharp.
Which looks good for the most part.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's like a low budget thing,
yeah,
but it looks good.
It definitely probably looked better on VHS than it did on
Oh,
Tubi
probably.
in high quality. But yeah, she comes out and yeah, he just basically doesn't do anything. Gets scared. He's like, oh, I can't do it.
Well, Timmy fucking dimes him out, and like Jeff goes to hit her, and she grabs the bat and like throws him,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Linda like throws the chain over her face and in her mouth, and she bites the fucking chain.
Like Jaws.
It's great.
From James Bond or some shit. That was awesome. Then they're just like puzzled, like, now what do we do?
Yeah. Clyde's like going through all the files, and he finds the one on Dixon. And he's like, finally, I got the evidence I need.
I like the police station or something.
Yeah, but he hears on the radio the cops are like, yeah, there's cannibals up at the school, and the guy goes, cantaloupes, and he's like, cantaloupes? He's like, yeah, fucking cannibals. What are you talking about?
Right, and that's when we cut back.
What's the matter with you cantaloupes? It's cannibals.
Little radio commentary. We haven't
Yeah.
had that in a while. But yeah, that's when we get the second half of the school scene where Frankie gets
Oh,
killed.
yeah.
Decent transition. I mean, if you gotta have something there, that works.
Yeah, it's fine. They all reconvene at the basketball courts, and that's when they're like, they saved me at Rinaldi saved me and everything. He's like, what are we going to do about our mothers? Oh my God, everybody's gone crazy. Clyde shows up.
He got the memo at the basketball court, right?
Yeah, and he's like, kids, you got to listen to me. He's like, look, your mothers are cannibals. And they're like, yeah, we know. We fucking know.
You're a little late on that one there, Pop. Oh, well, I have this other information that's very pertinent.
Yeah, he warns all the kids to like go see the doc,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the coroner rather. And he's like he'll know what to do. You just go tell him that patient zero was fucking Dixon's wife or whatever.
Right, more or less.
Yeah.
And we have, again, that fat Weird Owl, Hitchcock.
Hitchcock pizza face.
Comes in and just is like, oh, Clyde, you're a felony of the law, and he just fucking blows him away.
Fucking
Shoots
blows
him.
him away.
They're like, oh, shit. All the kids run away.
But like,
Hitchcock's like, yeah, mission accomplished.
you don't like expect that to happen. Just this fucking guy to get lit up, and you're like, oh shit, he's dead. He's out of the movie.
Exactly.
So they all come to the conclusion that, they all got to kill their mothers because there's nothing left to do. And Jeff's like, whoa. Let's go see the fucking coroner first and see if there's a different solution.
Right, yeah.
Before we do that.
Clyde said he might have some information, but Timmy's like, I don't know about that. I don't think my mom would want to come back even if she could after this shit. Which I thought about that after, like, okay, let's say you do come back to, like, your normal state. You still ate your kid or your husband or whatever the fuck. These people at your town hall meeting, your women's united meeting. all right, well, you're going to have to live with that, but at least you're back to fucking normal.
Yeah, seriously.
So he's going to kill his mother. That's his plan. He's like, fuck this. I don't care about a cure.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, he just has it, like, made up in his head.
And he actually has some pretty good scenes later where he's, like, thinking about what to do in the moment.
Again, Menendez brothers.
Right, yeah.
So they go to see Lee, and they find out that Dixon's wife was patient zero, basically.
Right, yeah. Because whatever they say to him is like a clue to Lee, and he's like, oh, shit!
Like, fuck.
So he lied about the bear.
Yeah.
We confirmed it.
Yeah, so Lee runs into Dixon's office, and he's like, you motherfucker. He's like,
Dixon's like, what the hell is this all about?
He's getting drunk.
He has no clue.
Yeah.
Well, he does have a clue, but I guess he doesn't realize that Lee knows, yeah.
He's like, this mother's eating the children. There's an epidemic.
I'm a coroner. I checked the teeth, asshole. Yeah, fuck, didn't think about that.
And Dixon's like, you don't understand. Like, I committed adultery and I fucked this other lady. But then
Clyde's wife. That's what he says.
But then my wife. So I guess he fucked Clyde's wife.
Well, he fucked his. The timeline's wishy-washy.
I think he fucked Clyde's wife, but Roddy definitely fucked. Clyde's wife too, and I think that's where he picked it up from. And then he fucked his wife, and then his wife became crazy.
Oh, that actually does make sense. But
I think
still, we don't really ever get. I mean, they even kind of joke about it at the end of the movie that we never find out the origin of this. Not that you need to.
Not that you need it. It's fine.
I kind of wanted it though. I wanted a little bit more. Even if it was in a fucking lab somewhere. I don't know.
We already wrapped it up. Roddy ate some of the stuff.
Oh yeah, right. We wrapped it up. You're right.
Yes,
That's a good point. But I guess he didn't expect this other guy, this fucking horn dog, to be going around town fucking every other wife who's given birth in the neighborhood, which is the only way for this to even work. They find out, which Cod's happy about. She's like, oh, I can fuck Lee. I haven't had a kid now. I don't have to worry about it.
They could do that.
But that's the big thing they realized, and somehow he's able to synthesize the cure based on this information.
That's fine. I mean, I'm fine with it.
If they could do it in the faculty, why not in this?
So before he leaves, he tells Dixon that he's going to go to the papers. He's going to tell him everything, and then like Dixon calls Hitchcock, and he's like Hitchcock's like, yeah, I killed Clyde. He's like, yeah, I know. You got
Good job.
You got to kill the coroner now. The other coroner.
Yeah, remember what you did last time to the other coroner? Oh yeah, great work. He's like, do it again. He's like, all right, sir, no problem. Is this guy getting paid under the table?
I don't know.
I needed a scene of this guy getting like an envelope or something.
Maniac cop.
Yeah.
So Lee drives back to the coroner's office, which I guess is two different places.
Yeah.
And Hitchcock is like around a corner about to shoot him. And the fucking flesh-eating mothers see him, fucking grab him, like pull him around the corner.
This made me think of Primeval when the bad guy's about to like rape and kill the one main character and the crocodile comes in and eats him. It's like one of those. You're like, all right, cool scene. This guy's getting eaten alive screaming.
I love it, dude.
But it's like super convenient for the hero character, but whatever. It's a good kill.
It's such a good kill, and like the makeup has now stepped up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, all the moms are using Joker products.
I love that Joker.
That Joker, yeah. No, they actually look pretty cool. They have these big, like, wide mouths and, like, these cool prosthetics on and shit like that.
It is Joker-esque.
It looks, yeah, definitely.
Hitting the gas.
It predates it by a year, so there you go.
Tim Burton saw this movie.
Yeah, he saw Flesh Eating Mothers and was like, I want that for Jack Nicholson.
It fucking worked.
But yeah, they throw this guy down, they rip his fucking arm off, and they're chomping on his arm.
I was waiting for it because the one mother is pulling it. I was like, you better rip that fucking thing off.
And they fucking rip it right off. It's so good. And
Looks
the other Rinaldi's mom like smacks him in the stomach and like rips his guts out. It's fucking cool.
Around the penis area. Extra visual joke.
Yeah.
A lot of good visual jokes in this.
They all kind of run away, and Timmy picks up his gun, and now he has a gun, and he's gonna go kill his mom with it.
Right, he follows her, and he's like in the bushes.
Yeah. So yeah, Cobb and Lee make a cure.
Yep.
And I love how they're looking at it under the microscope, and it's like animated.
Yeah, like a Schoolhouse Rock kind of thing. That's what I thought of.
I was gonna say Problem Child 2 when the dude's looking at Lawanda's blood test. It's like the rabies.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But no, it's Schoolhouse Rock that makes sense. I'm just a cell killing some other self.
It totally took me out of left field because I was like, wow, okay. I guess that is a way to save money. Nowadays, I feel like that would cost more. But
what if it was like Wilford Brimley in The Thing, like looking under the microscope? Like, it's not a dog, and like the fucking virus like eating the other cells and absorbing it.
I'm definitely not an alien. I'm a cartoon, but I'm not an alien.
I'm all better now.
I'm all better. I'm under this house. I'm on the underside of the card table you guys were talking about earlier. I got a full house. Come, dar.
Look at my microscope. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
So Dixon fucking tells all the cops that the women are cannibals. And like why they're cannibals.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was my wife. I killed her because she was a cannibal. So now shoot to kill. Kill all these fucking cannibal ladies.
Oh, right, yeah, shoot to kill. And then he's like driving down the road later and he gets like a call. They're like, yeah, we ran into some of these mothers. We're shooting on him. He's like, oh, I told you not to act before I said anything. Like, you said to shoot to kill.
You're like, whatever.
I'll be there with. It's actually kind of a cool shot they come back to a few times. Him driving this car. It kind of felt like a classic noir film a little.
Totally, yeah.
The angle of the car.
Yeah.
Him drive. I like that.
Yeah. Linda and Jeff like see Roddy like driving down the street because he like just dropped off that other woman. I think it's Booty.
I might be.
I think it's Booty. And he drops her off and Linda and he's like, hey, princess, who's your friend? What are you doing?
Doesn't even realize she saw him do that or doesn't even care. Has no object permanence.
Linda's like, fuck off, Dad. And he's like, hey, wait a minute.
What did I do?
What did I do?
Meanwhile, he doesn't even know his kid's dead. Mom's eating people all over town.
He has no idea that people are getting eaten.
He left his pager at home.
Yeah. We get some funny scenes of like the flesh-eating mom see him like talking, and they're like, "Oh no, I left the iron on," and she's like, "Oh yeah, you might want to go take care of that, or else the house will burn down." She's like, "But first, we gotta eat, so we don't starve."
I kind of mentioned that earlier. I think it's kind of funny.
I like it. No, I like it. I think it's fun. But they're also like outside of this, like they're like window shopping. You're like, "Oh, doesn't Denise have this on her table? It's so tacky."
Yeah.
Or some shit.
They fucking end up at a dumpster, at the movie dumpster.
Well, they're gonna eat out of the movie dumpster in a second. But Jeff and Linda find Rinaldi and his mom eating out of 2 trash cans first.
Oh God, right. Yeah.
Again, Linda walks up to Rinaldi's mom and just punches her right in the fucking mouth to like lure her away.
Because now they have the syringes. Yeah. I don't know why they have to do each's individual mother.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe that was just the way they could agree to do it. Like, I can't hurt your mother. I can only hurt my own mother.
Sorry, I forgot to say that. But but Lee gives them all an individual syringe with the cure. And he's like, we're gonna go find your mothers and stick it to them.
Yeah. I know nothing about how long it takes to synthesize a fucking an antidote, but that was quick.
Where's the lab?
Where's Tony fucking Chopper? I can believe him doing it this quickly, but this random guy that's only been there a few months, apparently he's a fucking genealogist or an expert on
I guess so,
gene splicing or something.
So Jeff sticks his mom in the ass with the needle.
They all go for the ass.
They all go for the well.
It's easy,
and it's a close up too of this woman's ass, and got it
with this funny music playing.
Yeah, so they run away, and then again, you see Timmy's mom and Linda's mom eating out of the fucking movie dumpster. And they pull out a fucking cat.
Oh, God.
And they rip the fucking cat in half.
It's like a T-Rex from Lost World when the T-Rexes rip what's his face in half, but it's a cat.
This is what really happened to Bruce Abbott's cat in Reanimator. This is what happened. He got ripped in half, and then fucking Herbert West walked by and scooped it up.
No wonder he didn't leave the cat dead details later.
Supposed to say?
He would have had to write a lot more to really explain that one.
Yeah, that was a lot to say, so it made sense.
Meanwhile, Timmy's watching this, I guess with that pistol in hand, like in the bushes, like, when can he jump out and just fire it off?
He's ready to blow her away, and Lee, like, grabs the gun from him, and he, like, shoots up into the air, scares off Linda's mom or something. And then, like, his mom's, like, going ass first into the fucking trash can.
Looking for another cat.
Yeah.
Alf's in there having lunch.
And then he's like, here you go, Tim, use this instead. So Timmy runs over and gives her a shot in the ass.
Yeah. Another ass injection.
Then there's, like, an Eat Our Meat song. It's like, eat our meat. I'll put it in here because I'm sure it's not copyrighted.
I'd be shocked.
He wants to eat our meat. Eat our meat.
So then Rinaldi's like he faces his mom and he's like throwing the needle back and forth like a fucking switchblade. And ends up sticking her in the neck. Gets her in the neck.
Imagine if he dropped that and it shattered or he stabbed himself. I mean, I guess nothing would happen. Would he explode?
Like Beat It was playing at the same time.
All right. Oh, God, yeah.
No, but that would be it, right? Because there's only a finite amount of syringes.
Yeah.
They have to go back and get some more.
Well, Lee, that only took like 20 minutes. Can you make some more? I'll just like have my mom run in a circle for a while. She'll get tired eventually.
So then Linda and Joyce, they stick their moms and they got it all. And then they run away. And then we kind of see, like, the cops show up and, like, start chasing the moms like a mob.
Because they don't know, that has the cure. But we don't know, A, if it'll work, or B, if how long it'll take if it does work.
So they just leave them alone and they kind of fuck off.
Put them in the fucking jail. The movie's over then.
Sure. But
I can't hurt anybody. Credits. We won.
Well, Dixon gets to them first before the other cops do, and he's like, freeze, blah, blah, blah. And Joyce's mom like grabs him, and they all go to attack him, and he ends up running down a fucking like alley and shit. Because in the other alley, that poacher guy's getting fucking eaten by the alligator.
By the alligator.
By Raoul, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of other things happening, he ends up in a phone booth. I was waiting for the blob to engulf him.
Or the birds.
Yeah, or the birds. Yeah, exactly. But no, a bunch of flesh-eating mothers grab him. He's the only motherfucker in the movie. They do this in horror movies all the time. It always pisses me off. Where like every other instance, they get grabbed by one person gets grabbed by one of these monsters, the mothers, they're dead instantly.
Yeah.
This time because he's important to the plot. The main bad guy, he constantly escapes. He's got like fucking butter or grease on him or something, Joe. I mean, maybe that's why they want to eat him so much.
Oh,
but
maybe. Yeah, he's all lubed up and ready to go.
I think Joyce's mother bites him in the leg, but he still runs away.
Scratches his face.
That's it.
But like, that's one thing. That's a strike against this movie because this dude should have been like fucking like grabbed like each of his appendages and like pulled apart. That would have been cool.
Like the cat.
Yeah, exactly. I know it would have been costly, I guess, but he should have at least got killed by them all.
That was a cock tease. The fucking the phone booth kill. You're expecting it and you don't get it.
So they corner him in the fucking alley like David Kessler Wolf.
Oh God,
in fucking
American Werewolf
in London.
I was thinking that too. Actually, same shot,
Yeah.
literally verbatim.
So all the cops get there. The flesh-eating mothers are there. He's fending them off with a piece of wood. The kids show up.
That's all you need, apparently, a piece of
guess.
fucking wood.
Lee and Cobb shows up, and Lee is like, okay, Dixon, you gotta tell these people what really happened that day, and then we'll call off the kids so that they could shoot the mothers.
Right, because they're blocking them.
Yeah.
I don't know why the mothers are just constantly going after this guy. Other than for plot convenience. He's just
They should have just turned around and
right,
like,
he's
ate
just got a
everybody.
fucking 2x4 eating
Yeah.
the kids, eating
Yeah.
the cops. Whatever. Spill your whole evil plan, which again still doesn't really make any sense.
We're gonna lock you up forever, so tell them what you did. And he's like, I killed my wife because I was an adulterer, and now I have a virus or something, and I turned all these people into, or somebody turned them all into
in the
flesh-eating
Bible,
mothers.
it says it's bad, so that's why.
Or something.
Because that's the only explanation we could come up with in this moment, or something.
And Lee's like, what else? I know there's one thing. Remember the other coroner? What happened to him? And he's like, okay, I killed him.
He's like, why you wanted me to admit this? He's like, well, you're already going to go away, but I want you to go away for even longer. and then he admits it like an asshole. He could have just been like, nah, that was Hitchcock. He forced me to be involved. oh, he's dead. He can't defend it. Okay.
Without skipping a beat, all the mothers start to transform back into their regular selves after this guy has already admitted all of this shit.
He said the magic word or something. It was like, all right, we could go back to normal
so
now.
they all turn back into the regular moms, and we get them hugging their kids and stuff. And all these moms like, what the fuck am I doing here? What are you doing? And Ronaldo's like, Mom, I just saved your ass, and that's all you got to say to me? Yeah. And he's like, I love you, Ma.
Holy shit, I just went through, Ma. No. Oh my God, Linda, so good to see you. Where's your brother? I thought I had a dream where I ate him. Oh shit, that really fucking happened.
Like they're
Worst
gonna
BM ever later, by the way.
like they're gonna go home and there's just gonna be a fucking mess of small child up in that crib.
Even if they hold Dixon liable for the whole fucking thing, which is what they essentially say is gonna happen.
Sure.
And they're all off scot-free. What did I kind of say earlier? They're all gonna have PTSD. They're gonna have survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
They're gonna have the hunger now, like Granny
they
Van
might.
Dam talked
Yeah.
about in Bleeders.
They're gonna turn into Wendigos, man.
We need flesh-eating mothers too.
Yeah.
Flesh-eating grandmothers to come around.
Well, we did Mom.
Well, there's the correlation. I think Mom is actually the original flesh-eating mother.
Oh, you think she? Okay, so it all
the
started.
progenitor.
So it all started with Brian James, and he's
it
the.
always goes back to Brian.
It's Brian James. He's the progenitor virus, right?
Yeah. Well, of course, when he got killed, he turned into one of the elves naturally.
Yeah, well, right. He was reincarnated.
I think there was actually a different Brian James, but
it could have been both. The elf is just Brian James.
Yeah, exactly. The movie Dumpster Universe is a cobweb that is always kind of interconnecting and being spun around.
Branch timelines. That's what
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
when you don't put the Infinity Stones back.
Right. Yggdrasil, right.
Yeah.
The Thor version, not
Yeah.
the actual Viking version.
Right.
Where all worlds are connected or something. I just rewatched it. They talk about it. I already
Sure.
forgot. Loki was going to freeze it, Joe.
Gotcha.
They never brought it up again.
No,
so.
fuck him. So they arrest Dixon and Lee and Cobb. This is the shot I was talking about where it's like, she is so much taller than he is. There's not a fucking apple box in sight.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The side by side when they're going to go on their next date, they're talking. She's like, yeah, you know what? It was actually penicillin was part of the cure. It was that simple.
It fights STDs, but there's so many STDs. who knows what's going to happen next or something.
Well, we'll just have to work extra hard to figure it all out, huh, Mrs. Cobb?
We're going to slam that big Amazon ass until we get all the answers.
Can't say I blame the man.
No, I don't blame him either.
He basically did nothing, kind of helped.
What do you mean?
Actually, I'm saying that, but what did I just say? He basically like created this antidote with barely any information, so apparently he's like Albert Einstein or some shit. Get this guy a raise.
Well, he's going to win the Nobel Prize, man. Exactly.
That makes sense. There's always crazy scientists in the MDU. We had the guy from
The flesh-eating mother's STD.
yeah, he's gonna.
Sure.
I think about some of the other mad scientists. Like, not this guy's a mad scientist, but other characters in this vein. Like I mentioned Munchie earlier. We mentioned it.
Crookshank, you mean?
Crookshanks is in
Crookshank's
there.
not an evil guy, though.
Well,
But he's definitely hanging out with Lee. Yeah.
He's probably in this universe just purely alone. We mentioned the Stepfather universe references, and we know he kind of has some involvement with fighting the evil Winter Stepfather.
He does.
In those old episodes,
Yeah.
we haven't mentioned it in a long ass time, but he's always at the forefront. So he might actually work with this new doctor. Too bad he couldn't work with Roddy, because Roddy unfortunately doesn't make it to the end credits here, Joe.
Well, Crookshank is a historian as well.
True.
So he has like the ancient. He knows all about like the puppet master formula and everything from ancient Egypt.
Oh, you knew about it before it got found in that wall?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
he knew it before too long, but he wasn't gonna fuck with that, right?
All right, yeah. He knew the secret to the flesh-eating mothers, actually. He had the
Correct.
blueprints.
He pulled out that giant tome and was like, "This is the thing here."
Yeah, so he found it in the
Artie Johnson, R.I.P.
He was in the fucking Necronomicon. Ash left it there. Sold it to him on a garage sale. He needed the extra money.
Yeah, it was the Evil Tunes book that John Carradine had.
Yeah, there you
Or David
go.
Carradine, excuse me.
But yeah, so the end of this movie.
It's great. It's like beautiful.
You're thinking, what the fuck? Dad, the man whore, as
Yeah.
I referred to him as, never got his just desserts. What the fuck?
And you're like, where the fuck is Booty?
Well, we never did see her fully
We never did see
transform.
her again, did we? And it was, we know that she's a mom.
It has to happen, right?
Yeah.
He's fucked her enough times
Yeah.
by now. Yeah, this is kind of great. He's in there. He's fucking her again.
He's like, he's, an open relationship. I mean, it's the best thing ever.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
great. I mean, I think my wife agreed to it. She kind of did it non-verbally. She said she was hungry, but I guess that was okay.
Right. And the booty starts like growling like Michael Jackson at the end of the Thriller video.
She's like creeping up on him and like going to kiss his neck and shit. And he's like, oh, again? Already?
They do a good job of hiding her face. She's got like the long curly hair.
Yeah. And she pulls back and she's like, rah! She looks like, it's like that fucking Dan Aykroyd scare in Twilight Zone.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a better example
And
than
you think
Thriller.
it's just gonna cut, but she like grabs him, and it's like this puppet dude, and she grabs the puppet's face and like rips his fucking face off. It is
The
awesome.
nose comes completely off.
It is so fucking cool.
I love that. I was like, kind of the whole movie. I like the kills, but again, I keep mentioning zombie movies, but they're in that vein. A lot of like guts getting ripped out, people just getting bit.
Yeah.
This was like, holy shit! I was not expecting a nose and a face to be ripped off in the last minute.
It was so good,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and like and then like on the radio you hear like there's a cannibal flesh eating outbreak that's happening where mothers are turning into cannibals
all over the country.
all over the country now because Roddy fucked them all.
And that's where they get the final. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's like Genghis Khan. It's been all over the country.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't know the origin, but it's happening. We don't have the antidote. They only made 5 of them for this one town.
And then we get another great like original song for this over the credits of this. It's fucking great. It's a lot of fun.
There's
man.
3 or 4 good original songs in
Yeah,
this. I
they're
think
catchy.
I think the orchestrated music or the royalty-free music, whatever the fuck they
Yeah.
use for the rest of this, is a little rough. And I don't know if it's inconsistent because some of it is similar with these like drums and these like didgeridoos and shit, but it doesn't feel like it fits most of the time. And I just wonder why that happened. They just either like that or that's what they could afford. Maybe a little bit of both. I'm not sure.
I'm curious because Haley Moss is credited for the music, the score in this. So I wonder if like she did the music and then like also did the singing bits and all the like the band, the song, the original song stuff.
I don't know. That's an interesting
Yeah.
question. I just wish it was a little bit more coherent. Like again, some of those songs are similar. I'm not trying to say they're not, but when you look at it as a whole, the musical score, I guess
the
I should
score,
say.
yeah. I mean, there's some really good
There
cues.
There
in
are,
this,
but
yeah.
other ones I'm just like, how the fuck is this? This doesn't like match at all.
It's like Dixon's music.
That's what I'm saying.
Or like even when the kids are in the coroner's office, there's like a track there
Well,
that
that's-
kind of doesn't fit.
Some of them are good, but again, didgeridoo or some shit on some of these. I'm like, where are we, in Africa or New Zealand? What the fuck is going on here? It's like, no, we're very clearly like in backwoods America. Like, I don't get that, but
I don't know. I think a lot of it's cool though. So yeah, man, where are we putting this one?
this was an interesting one. I think this might be a dumpster one,
Okay.
but I did enjoy it. Mainly my biggest beef with this is the audio is really bad in this movie. I get $10,000. Not really trying to pick on it too much.
On film, mind you.
On film.
Yeah.
But audio is something I always kind of go back to. I don't bring it up a ton on the show because it doesn't happen that often. But if you listen to this one with headphones on, you're not going to have a great time. Maybe there's a better transfer than the one on Tubi out there.
Well, the best one is the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray.
Maybe
that's like from the 16 millimeter.
Okay. Maybe I'll have to check that out. But there's a lot of the outside scenes. I don't know if the audio took a shit. There was a lot of background noise. You don't notice it as much because they cover it a lot with music.
Yeah.
And they actually do this really annoying thing with the moms in the last like 20 minutes.
Oh,
they're
it's
screaming.
like the pig squeal is like super high in the mix, and it's like fuck. It's like
too much.
It's like annoying.
But I wonder if they're trying to hide that sound, or if it's just a weird issue with the Tubi rip. So
no,
I'm
it's there in the in the Blu-ray too.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I film stuff outside. I understand, especially with that kind of budget. One take, you're fucked. It is what it is. But go into it with that in mind. If that's something that bothers you, I don't think it should be enough to be like, I don't recommend the movie. I still think you should 100% see this.
No, but audio is crucial to the overall experience. If it sounds like shit, then you're really not gonna have a good time.
No. But it is just it's a fun ride, man. And like I said, Rinaldi, just these one-liners. We didn't really do them all justice, but a lot of funny jokes.
Yeah.
I do still think it's kind of funny that one of these characters is trying to be inconspicuous. Jeff Nathan with this yellow fucking sweater on.
Well, that's so you could see him in the dark. They didn't want him to wear black.
Well, it makes sense from a filming standpoint, but from what the characters are trying to accomplish, not so much. You're going to get chased by a zombie mom, mutant mother, whatever the fuck we decided on, whatever these things are. Flesh-eating mothers.
That's
the femmes. The femmes.
The femmes.
But yeah, this is a hell of a good time. If you're into the kind of stuff that we talk about on this show, you're probably already signed up. Like we just kind of, I don't know, that didn't make any sense. It's for you, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Just know, audio's a little dicey.
Yeah.
I wish there were some more kills. I kind of had this thought in my head. If we had some more mothers, I might even have said it just to kind of up the body count. But that doesn't always work. Just an idea that I had. Could have actually detracted from the film. I don't know.
I think they wanted to do more, but they were limited by the budget. You know what I mean?
That was just my thought. If this got a second chance, if they actually got that fucking $80,000 that they were robbed of, that was
after the movie was done.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking other things they could have done to maybe make this a little bit more interesting, but. I don't know. It's a pretty original concept, riffing on the zombie idea a little bit here, but in a unique way that I haven't really seen replicated too often. I mean, some movies kind of poke at this from different angles, like that movie Cooties from a few years ago.
Sure, yeah.
But this was pretty unique, especially for '88. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah,
but not the best production value, but fun film.
Sure, and and this is on the shelf for me, by the way. But like, you really need to look. I mean, it is an independent film. It's a super low budget. It reminds me a lot of one of my favorite Wings Hauser movies, which is Mutant. It's very similar to that, and I even think that like. When I was younger, I actually got the two confused because of that.
Like Tony McCrullen Legend?
Yeah, but if you watch scenes from Mutant, you're like, oh, that's Flesh Eating Mother. Like you can do that.
Add that one to my list also.
Mutant's fucking great. Like I really want to cover that one. Also, R.I.P. Wings. Like I would have loved to do something with him or meet him or something. But like, yeah, Mutant's definitely on the fucking docket. Flesh Eating Mothers, man. This one's special to me too because it comes from like the tri-state area, and it's New York, New Jersey. I mean, this is New York specifically, but it fits in the pantheon of low budget indie horror stuff from around where we grew up. You know what I mean? So
that extra sauce.
It's extra special to me because it's like, oh, these guys did it. You know, and I say the same thing about when we covered Deadly Spawn, about how Ted Boas and all those guys did it. You know, for that film. And they were able to make their movie, and it's a good horror movie. It's fun, and it's fun to watch it. Now, again, it is low budget, so go into that with that in mind. But like, the charm is like oozing out of this movie. It's shot on 16, so it has like that extra gritty feel to it that I really like about it. And the acting isn't great, but they're doing the best they can.
A lot of it's better than you would expect.
The lighting is actually pretty good. There's a lot of like 2-up shots.
Yes.
They're like, we can only do this once, so you're both in the same scene at the same time. Like, there's no, like, over the shoulders. Not a lot of
They
them.
still, even with the limited amount of film
Yeah.
they had, did some pretty interesting shots.
They did some really cool stuff.
People coming out of fog and shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of fog and there's cool colored lights and stuff, and like these big like alleyway shots
Yeah.
and shit, which is really cool. The effects are a lot of fun too. I mean, they range from like not so great to like really good.
Even the mom makeups between the actors is
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah, but there's plenty of good stuff to be had here. I really enjoyed it. It's a cozy one, and it's perfect viewing for your Mother's Day festivities.
Yeah.
So throw it on, give it a spin, and give it a shot. And yeah, let us know. Have you seen Flesh Eating Mothers? Do you like it, or do you not like it? Let us know in the comments too.
Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise, let's put it that way. Especially on Mother's Day.
Absolutely. But yeah, if you want some more Movie Dumpster content, you can head over to patreon.com/moviedumpster. You can get an ad-free audio version of the show for as little as $2 a month. You can also get some great stuff at the $5 and $10 tiers. We also have a YouTube membership program. You don't get everything from Patreon. It's kind of like Patreon Lite. So you can check both out and see which one you want to contribute to. And if you do, that's great. Help support your favorite show.
And if you're watching here on YouTube, please like the video and share it with your friends. And subscribe if you're not already. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, leave us that 5-star review if you can. Write a little review if you got the time. We really do appreciate it. Helps get word out on the show. And we always say we want to grow the community, the dumpster community, get it into more eardrums, eyeballs, and everything in between. And you guys are the ones that make the show happen. But we couldn't do it without you. So all the little help you can give us, we really do appreciate it.
Those reviews help more than anything, so please, if you can't afford the Patreon or you can't buy anything, it's free to leave that review and that 5-star review, and it's free to share the show with your friends, so that would be great if you can. But if you do want to spend a little of that green, we do have a store on moviedumpsterpodcast.com. You can get hats, shirts. We just switched our shirts over, so we got brand new ones for you to check out. We got some great drops happening soon, so go check that out. We also have a calendar there, so you can keep up with the Dumpster Boys, and here's some stuff that's coming up. Coming up on May 17th, we're going to be at Creep Show Beach Show, presented by Found Footage Festival, Crypt Video Rentals, and Vintage View Cinemas. They're going to be showing Creep Show on a giant screen on the beach where they filmed Something That Tied You Over in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. You don't want to miss it. Grab your tickets now. And then from July 11th to the 13th, we're going to be at VHS Fest 9. They got an awesome lineup this year, including special guest Frank Henenlotter, which is amazing. And that, of course, is going to be at the mighty Mahoning Drive-In Theater in Lehighton, PA. So grab your tickets now. So go over to moviedumpsterpodcast.com and check it out now.
And make sure to drink your milk, because you never know when your mother's going to want to make some veal.
So that's it. That's Flesh Eating Mothers from 1988, directed by James Martin. I'm Joel Escola.
And I'm Sean O'Rourke.
Thanks for visiting the dumpster, and have a happy Flesh Eating Mother's Day.